Today on In the Crease with Tommy C, we're going to talk about the Caps' victory over the New York Rangers in Game 3. We're going to talk about what the Caps did right and what the Rangers did wrong. All today on In the Crease with Tommy C. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to The Crease, Tommy C. And in my crease today, none other than the great Dead on Dave from Chicago. What's happening there, Dead on Dave?
What's going on, buddy boy?
Well, let's get right into it, my friend and compadre. Let's talk about the Caps' victory over the New York Rangers. Now, you may have taken a little issue with me that I thought this was going I wouldn't say I thought it was going to be easy for the Rangers, but I definitely thought the Rangers were going to win this series, and I still haven't changed my mind. But what the Caps did right yesterday is what can make them take this to the Eastern Conference Final. The Caps are able to keep the Rangers out of those dangerous zones. The Caps' defense, which has been good from game one, and of course, Braden Holtby is starting to come into his scary own. That being said, with the exception of face-offs, the Rangers played an excellent game. Henrik Lundqvist is completely, I would say, 100% back, ready to go and stopping shots. I can't complain about the McDonoughs and the Girardis of the world. I think they were amazing. But, if the Caps are able to maintain this, if the face-offs don't come in the way they should, they cannot click on the power play. The power play was good game one. They won face-offs. They didn't win. They were hopelessly beaten in face-offs. They didn't win. That's basically what it comes down to, right, Dead on Dave?
Absolutely. I mean, look, the defense, here's what you can take away from this game. The New York Ranger defense played unbelievably well in front of Lundqvist, and Lundqvist was lights out. Like, he gave up one goal, and what are you going to do? As far as the Capitals, they need to keep doing the things that they were doing in this game. Ovechkin doesn't need to score to be effective. He was disruptive every time that he touched the puck. It was a scary thing, and believe me, that's affecting the way the Rangers are able to play the rest of the team. So I think that this is just, we've said it before, we'll say it again. This is a tough matchup for the Rangers, but it's certainly one that they can win because they did play very well in the loss. But it's still a loss.
I keep thinking that Joel Ward goal is just going to fucking bury.
Oh, yeah. It's the decider. It's the decider.
And I went on. This is the guy you got to watch the most. He's clutch. He's money. He's. I don't think he's like Claude Lemieux, like Jake Link said, but I think he's like Claude Lemieux in the sense that he just raises his game when the chips are down. I don't know. The chips clutch. Are down. No, when you need a goal. He's like old reliable. I mean, he's that type of hockey player. He's just full of heart, and I wonder if that's going to hurt the Rangers. Here's the thing. Now, I think the Rangers know what they have to do to beat this team. It's just that so do the Caps, and the Caps are able to keep these guys out of dangerous spots, and they limit guys like Martin St. Louis, Rick Nash, Carl Hagelin, Derek Stefan, and they force them to take low percentage shots.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. In the other two games, this particular defense broke down, and you got to the open-style pond hockey game that the Rangers are going to thrive and going to win at. This game was frightening because it was a 60-minute game, and the Caps are able to do it from beginning to end. Niskanen, Orpik have been great. Holtby's been great all three games, even the one they lost, and they were able to keep the Rangers out. If they can continue this, and I don't know that they can. I think this is going to be very much like the last series with the Islanders. I think you're going to see. I think the Rangers are going to come back and win game two, and they're going to open this up.
Game 4 is so important. Game. This is an important game, obviously, but I mean, in more ways than one. This is the way I'm looking at it right now. The Rangers have outplayed the Capitals in 2 of the 3 games. I think we can both agree with that. Unfortunately, both of those ended up being losses.
Yeah, one of those.
And that's a big problem. You can't continue to lose the games that you're doing everything that you feel you should be doing, aside from faceoffs, to win a game. Mm-hmm. And if you're still losing them, that's a problem with just maybe this team is not the team that you're going to be able to beat in a 7-game series. I think it's a bad matchup for a given 7-game series. And I'll tell you something. If the Caps win game 4, I think this is over in 5.
I 100%, 150% agree with you on every stage, even if they're able to extend it to a game 6 or something like that.
They might be able to, but
yeah,
man.
they might be able to do it because, I mean, that's the kind. I mean, this is we mentioned this before the playoffs started. This is the worst possible matchup. We mentioned that I made a video which did not get a lot of resistance that I thought the Rangers would be a second round.
Yeah, you did.
Exit. You actually gave me the most. I guess
yes,
maybe
I
you're
did.
just trying to be. You probably gave me the most. But resistance.
It was more about because I was like, buy into your team a little bit more than anything else. Because I wasn't disagreeing with your fundamental principle of they need to do the little things like win the faceoffs, which is not a little thing at all. You got to win faceoffs. But you got to figure it. The Capitals won 40 faceoffs. That's 40 possessions that they had control of at the beginning of a possession. That's significant. And of those 40 possessions and whatever else possessions they had throughout the game, they still only managed to get 22 shots off. So that means the Rangers are doing things in spite of losing those faceoffs. That's impressive to me.
No, you're absolutely right. Let me get this on the screen a little bit. Oh, Jesus, I can't even get it on the screen.
No.
God damn it. Let's see. Pop this one back one.
The Gremlins.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the faceoffs, Rangers won 18 and 40. You know, it's real simple. A lot of Ranger fans, well, they got to do better on their power play, which they did in game 2. But the thing is, you can't do better on your power play if you're not winning those faceoffs. That's where special teams comes in. And if special teams decides games, then the faceoffs are the most important. Like I said before, I made a video a couple months ago that the Rangers would be a second round exit. And I meant it for the principles and for the reasons that they lost game 2. Now, when I watched game 1 and 2, I noticed that the Caps were not able to force them to take shots from low percentage areas. They were able to do it in this game. I don't know if they'll be able to maintain that. I still think the Rangers are a much better team. They're
more firepower for sure.
They're more firepower. They're deeper. But it's almost like I'm watching the 2012 Rangers on the Capital side with Alexander Ovechkin, who can explode at any time with an individual effort.
You need a game from Nash. You really do. Nash has got to step up here.
It's funny because the media is running around supporting Nash and really putting him over, and he is going out and he's doing the little things and he is supporting the team. But it's like this whole team was run around Nash with his ability to score shorthanded goals, which his ability with his speed to explode. It is just amazing to me how teams in the playoffs are just able to shut him down and make him such a non-scoring factor. Now, is Nash playing better than he did in the last 2 playoff series for the last 2 years for the Rangers? Absolutely. But but you need him to score. Same thing with Martin St. Louis, who's not getting a lot of heat. I'm wondering if Martin St. Louis is well past his prime. Did he hit it this year? He has not been an overwhelming factor. He got a clear-cut breakaway last night, and he put it damn near put it in Braden Holtby's chest. Braden Holtby. Why do I always say
Braden Holtby? I think it's Braden.
Braden Holtby. He put it in Braden Holtby's chest. He's not been a scary factor. He's had trouble scoring. So, but the Rangers still have a lot of firepower after that. They have guys. They have sort of mixed scoring with Kreider, and who the Caps have a hell of a time containing, and Hagelin and Stefan. And you have those situations like that, and the Caps in this game were able to push all that aside. If they can maintain this, they will very easily move on.
Sure.
And they also make it more likely that Ovechkin can have another effort. Hey, listen, there's something I got to comment on. Ryan Lampert wrote an article called "The Myth of the Team Player" and speaking about Alexander Ovechkin and pointing out that all his goals were individual team effort goals. Here's the thing, and this just shows you that because Ryan Lampert apparently thinks that this game is basketball. Here's the thing. Ovechkin's bought into this defensive style. He feels more of a part of a team, and those individual efforts are coming out, sort of like they do with Pavel Datsyuk, by the way, who does it all when he plays for his team. He's picking his spots. If you do what Ryan Lampert says is what he's supposed to be doing, you get Evgeny Malkin versus the Rangers in the last round. Those individual efforts, those Russian style of beautiful hockey that Ryan Lampert mistakenly believes that could just come out of nowhere, and if we just had a team full of Russians and guys that had Corsi, then you'll run your way right into the playoffs and out, right to the Stanley Cup, which proved this year, which was especially this year, was
not the case. Yeah.
No, Ovechkin's a better individual player because he's a better team player as well. He knows to pick his spots, and he's not forced to, when they're down by 2 goals, to do something stupid to make an even stupider turnover. And he's going back, he's back checking, he's breaking up plays. And on top of this, I want to point out something about the Ranger defense before I bury this, when I'm finished done burying Ryan Lampert, because it's stupid what he said. You can't have a team full of individuals. It's still a team sport. He doesn't believe that because he's an individual.
Well, the thing about it is, too, Ovechkin has bought into this scheme that Trotz has put into place. And what I think what's happening here, the reason for it is, especially in this series, I think it's real indicative of this. He is getting his opportunities because the team is playing that scheme that he's bought into. So the scheme is what giving him his opportunities. He's not having to do it on his own. He's not having to make every play on his own. He's getting opportunities because the team is playing into this scheme that Trotz has really implemented.
I heard,
and that's team. That is a team right there.
I heard. I kind of had half an ear on Matt Niskanen being interviewed after they won the game, and he talked about that specifically. He just mentioned the word system. And I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Ryan. You're just wrong, and you don't know anything about the game. You simply don't know anything about the game. You need to have a good team effort. Here's another thing. Ovechkin, with these amazing goals that he has and these huge impact that he has, he's been shut down.
Yeah, this is not basketball.
He's been essentially shut down, and only through almost a godlike effort has he been able to score. He only has he has 2 goals in the series. He's been shut down.
This is not basketball.
It's like if we can hold Ovechkin to 2 goals in a 3-game period, that's not too bad.
In basketball, if you hold LeBron James to 20 points or less, you feel like you did a good job. He still scored 20 points.
That's exactly what's going on here. He's going to break through. He's going to score. He's just that goddamn good. But when he's not doing that, he's also back-checking, breaking up plays, and setting up plays. That's fucking team.
Which he wasn't doing in years past, which he wasn't doing for Otzi.
Exactly, because he's doing it for behind 2 goals, and he tried to put the whole team in his back, and he couldn't do it because the defensemen in the NHL are too goddamn good.
Too good.
Yep. Dope.
There it is.
The myth of team. He's trying to sell that you don't have to be a team player in a team sport. That makes no sense. None.
Is it wrong that I want to punch him in his suck hole? Is that wrong?
Well, it'd be
for
really
me to say?
First of all, he'd fall down and fucking.
I'd give him with my left though, because my right would kill him. But I'd give him.
God.
Oh no, you know what? My left's gotten stronger over the years.
He needs
right in the suck hole.
You know what it needs to happen to Ryan Lampert? He needs to be put. He needs to be put in a place that he pretty much has always been in all right. Ignored and picked last in gym.
Maybe he should put on some skates and get on ice for the first time of his fucking life and see how it feels. And maybe even put a stick in his hand.
How stupid it is to hold up individuality in the NHL when at the same time where Ovechkin is actually playing more of a team game. How dumb is that? It's a fucking oxymoron.
It is.
Big dope. It is. But all right, we cut through the Rangers.
Well, to something you said earlier, I wanted to make 2 quick points if I could. Just 2 quick ones. You were talking about Nash and St. Louis. And just to bury this home, those guys cannot have a game where their combined plus minus is a -2. That's never going to work.
No.
And the last point I want to make on it, this was a clean friggin' game.
Yeah.
8 total penalty minutes. Man, only 4 penalties throughout the entire game, 2 by each club. That's impressive. This was a really clean game. And it was well played. It was nice.
I know people were upset was it the Wilson hit, and the Islanders was a clean series. We mentioned that all the
time.
Yeah,
the boarding was nasty.
They're just playing tough hockey over there, and it's tough hockey. Versus,
I don't think he's going to get suspended for that hit.
Oh no, he didn't get suspended for it. No, and he shouldn't have. This is tough hockey versus speed hockey.
Yes.
And if you open it up, the Rangers win. If you close it down, the Capitals win because they have this counter-attack machine called Alexander Ovechkin. Yes. And let's not take anything away from Nicholas Backstrom, too. He's
a hell of a player.
The Rangers are shutting them down. They're shutting them down. Lundqvist is playing great. This is just this could be an epic. But if they lose tomorrow,
it's done.
Lights out.
It's not over, but it's definitely getting harder. Both defenses really do need to be highly, highly put over because they're both playing great defensive, stifling styles that even when the teams are getting into the zones, they're clearing the puck out of it. They're not allowing things to really get in the way of they're giving their goalies great looks, by the way.
Yeah.
Something I noticed from this game in particular, fucking Holtby and goddamn Lundqvist had great looks at the puck at all time. Yeah. Only one goal on 53 combined shots. That's pretty impressive. That means the goalies are being able to see the puck. They're getting good vision, and the defensemen are defense guys. Man, I sound like an asshole there. The defensemen are really doing their jobs and giving them a clear lane to the puck, and that's cool.
Here's the thing too. I mean, the bottom. This is an epic battle between two Stanley Cup contenders that have met themselves. I would still, in the mid stages of the thing, and it's the same thing with the Islander series. Somebody's going to come out on top, and I think the fear is from the tougher team will beat the finesse team, but I guess they can always rely on it. Say, well, Ovechkin won the series, even though he's been held to 2 goals.
You know what's funny? It's so funny to me, a tale of two conferences, because in the West you got a team in the Ducks who kind of got the way you're supposed to get by getting the number 1 overall seed. They got the weaker teams that fucking come in and they're supposed to get through relatively easy. That's the path they got.
They're running through them.
In the East, the Rangers, by being number 1, because in a much stronger conference, which has not been the case over the last few years, their goddamn route to the Cup has been goddamn brutal. Even the Pens, who were a relatively easy draw, they played them hard in each and every one of those games, and they were always a fucking one explosion by their superstars from getting back into the series. And now you're having to play a team that is playing probably the most well-rounded hockey of anyone in the goddamn Stanley Cup playoffs in Washington. It's just amazing how the parallels between the two conferences.
Well,
it's amazing.
I think you could clearly say, Dave, that not clearly, but the Eastern Conference is as either
better,
evened it out, or maybe slightly better. Which is
they're
good.
better. No, they're better this year. Plain and simple. The Eastern Conference is better because you know as well as I do, the same thing would happen to Calgary and Winnipeg had they been in the East. They would have got fucking eliminated easily early on. I mean, I know Calgary got past their first round, but I mean, they wouldn't have got past the first round in the East. I don't believe that. And I think that speaks to Vancouver not being fantastic either. So
they weren't that great a team. I want to finish up on the Rangers real quick, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. Here's the thing. Got to win the faceoffs. Stop being so. And Pierre McGuire pointed this out. Just put the. I don't want to be one of these fans that goes shoot. It's not. I'm not doing that. But let's. If you got to get a trash goal, get a trash goal. It doesn't always. It always doesn't have to. Just dig it in. The score counts at the end. Just put it in.
Throw the puck at the net. Sometimes good things happen.
Exactly. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not yelling. I hate those guys at the fucking games. Shoot! It's just fucking ridiculous. I mean, they are annoying. They're almost as bad as glass bangers. I hate glass bangers.
You hate glass bangers.
Dope. Fucking that Swedish guy put that video on last year. He used to do a YouTube channel. That woman banging on the glass, and there was a body check, and it knocked her right back in her seat. It was fucking fantastic.
I bet you giggled off of that one.
A bit. All right.
Just a bit.
Why are we pre-recording this today? Well, we have a bit of an announcement. We are going tonight, and I'm going to cut a promo right after this. Tonight, during the hockey games, we are going to do Tommy C's bachelor party.
We're gonna get fucked up.
It's gonna be sort of like a Shot from the Point hockey hangout, which we did 2 weeks ago. We're gonna just let people on, and we're gonna drink, and we're gonna have our bachelor party today. Right here live, and it's going to run pretty much the all night. So we're going to watch all the games. And it's going to be very enjoyable, and we're just going to screw around. And it's not really a show, but you're more than welcome to come in. But in order to get on the show, here's the rule. You got to have a drink. Or you got to smoke some weed.
Yeah, or smoke some weed. Have a blunt. It's completely fine. We're celebrating the fall of Tommy's bachelorism, even though he's been married for a long time.
I'm married for a year, but the party. So we're going
to ignore that.
Tommy C's hockey bachelor party. It's going to be live right here with Dan on Dave and me, and just about everybody else. Hopefully, Cronin. We'll get a hit. We'll get a hit from the whole team with Matt and everybody over. So hopefully everybody will call in and at least spend a little time for this. I'm gonna let it put a lot of people online, unless bandwidth gets fucking too fucked up. But I'm not
Tweet
really worried
Tommy
about
nudie pics. It'll be funny.
We're hanging out, watching hockey, talking hockey, and we'll take a call. We'll field the question.
Absolutely.
Talking hockey, and that's why we're recording this now, so I can get back from school and we can start tying one on, and we'll go all night till last game. And
thank God the Hawks are first too.
Whew. Oh yeah, we got the Hawks. We got 2 games. So it's not going to even go all that well. It's going to go. It's pretty much going to go to 6 in the morning our time. So around midnight,
Hawks in Minnesota at 2 our time, 2 a.m. our time.
So we're going to get real drunk, and hopefully you get to spend time with you, our friends that have been so great this year, and what have you. Yeah, and what have you. Everybody hates when I say that, by the way.
And what have you.
Ryan Getzlaff, Andrew Ladd, and Jonathan Days named the finalists for the Marc Messier Leadership Award. Please give it to Jonathan.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to win that.
Yeah.
There's only one guy.
Andrew Ladd belongs on that list.
He belongs on a list, but there's only one winner.
I can't give it to Ryan Getzlaff because he's bitching about fucking.
It's got to be Tays. How can it not be? He's the best leader in the NHL. You know what? He might be the best leader in the world. Period.
Maybe we should elect him.
Exactly. I'd follow this man.
Tays. You're the leader.
I love Tays.
He reminds me of fucking. He does remind. Doesn't he remind you of like a fucking, first lieutenant? That's
absolutely
like a really good first lieutenant. That's a pretty big compliment coming from us, I think.
Yeah, not the biggest officer guys in the world.
But you're not. I never had that weird.
I've gotten along with officers, but
oh really? So you do have that sort of officer. I never got into
because everyone was always like, "Oh, you need to be an officer. I mean, you're perfect for an officer." I used to be like, "Well, fuck you too."
Really? See, I never. I was very fortunate. I had good officers. I had a lot of shitty NCOs, but I had a lot of good officers. So, I mean, it kind of counterbalanced itself. So, I never got into that enlisted officer rivalry thing.
I dealt with them constantly.
I tell you something.
I played poker with fucking Fullberg colonels.
The ROTC officers were the worst. The worst.
Oh, God.
West Point guys, first class. What do they call that over in Fort Benning? OCS, the best. Yes. Anything else? Trash.
You know what we called them? ROTC Nazis. Oh, that's what we called them.
Awful. Because they were never really in the military. They just gave them a freaking par. It was awful.
They partied in college. They did their 3 days a week at ROTC, and they thought they fucking knew everything.
Self-entitled college kid douchebags. Like, I don't even know how you can come in the army that way. You know, I mean, it's like, the ROTC Nazis. I never heard that before.
I went to Michigan State ROTC. I know better than you. Go, sir, go fuck yourself.
When I noticed them when I was at jump school, that's when I really noticed. Because I never really ran into, and I only ran into one in Wiesbaden. So.
You were high speed. I'd never do jump school.
What?
You're so much more high speed than I am.
I didn't make
jump school. Negative.
You want to hear that story?
Keep my fat ass on the ground. Yes, please.
You want to hear that story? All right, here's what happened. I'm so glad it didn't happen. I was when I joined, my roommate, I forget what you call that when you had to like wait. I had to stay in a hotel overnight and then get weighed and do all that other stuff before I joined. And
it was like the MEPS thing, but it was after MEPS.
Yeah, you take your test and then you come back and after you take they show you your test score and they show you what's available.
Oh yeah, MEPS.
Yeah, so that was MEPS. Okay, so like the night before, I had this. His father was a Ethiopian dignitary. What do you call that? He's like a diplomatic community, right? But his son was born in New Brunswick, right? And he graduated college, and he was already 30. He was older than me. He was already 30 years old, and he was just this really ripped guy that did that. What's that thing, the rowing, when they row down the stream? That was really big in New Brunswick. So he's like all ripped, and he's joining this to like kind of complete his adventure, and like he's just a man. What do they call that when they have like 6 guys and they're pulling?
Trying to think the fucking
boat. I forget what it is. So look,
the relay.
His upper body was like redonkulous. So he considered himself sort of like one of these guys that was well educated and he was in good shape, and we hit it off pretty well. I mean, he would have fucking kicked my ass around a room. But he was also like, he was really well educated. He was really bright, and we got along really, really well. So I went in. And they said, here's what's available for you. And by the way, if you take this MOS, which is the one I wanted, you have an option for jump school. Which I did not go in there. I did not go in there, and I didn't go in there with the idea. But I said to myself in a weird fleeting moment, it's so funny. I looked at the poster on the wall, which was the Time magazine Person of the Years, and it had a picture of 1AD on it. And I looked at those guys and the Persons of the Year, and it was ironic because I would end up on 1AD. And then I looked at her and was like, put on jump school. And I walked out sort of like in a 1,000 miles. Like, what did I just do? You know,
What did you do?
In a 1,000-mile stare. So, so the guy happened to be in the line next to me. The guy was my roommate the night before in the hotel, and he said, "What did you do?" I was like, "Well, I took this computer job, radio. It's just kind of all we do everything."
There's a circuit, we fix it.
I think this is something that because by the way, me and Dave had the same job. I think it's something that suits my abilities. So that's what I did, and that. It seems like something I could take after the military. I was like, really? And then I go, and I chose jump school. And he looks at me and goes, "Are you out of your mind?"
Yes,
he's like, nothing personal, but I don't think you're really cut out for jump school. Which he was right.
Just having a combo guy with a jump tag is just.
He says,
That's not good.
I could see because that school is going to be easy for you. You're going to fucking ace it. But after that jump school, I mean, you told me yourself last night that this is not. You're not an 11 Bravo. You're too old.
Yeah, welcome to 82nd Airborne, asshole.
I was 27 when I was joined. He was older than me, but he was an athlete, and I wasn't an athlete. So he's like, I don't know, man. He said, you really did that. You really did that. I was like, what, do you think it was a mistake? I mean, the worst thing I can do is fail, and then I just go to my unit. He goes, I don't know, man.
No.
I don't know, man. So
that's not the worst thing.
He goes in and he comes out, and he has the same sort of fucking look in his face that I did when I came out. And I look at him and I said, "What'd you do? You do the same thing?" And he goes, "Yeah." "Oh, so what's the problem?" "I took Ranger too."
Oh my god!
I'm like, you think I'm crazy? You're 30 years old. They're gonna eat you alive. I go, let me guess. You did this because I took jump school and you think I'm a big pussy and I showed you that I wasn't a big pussy, so you had to outdo me. He looks at me and goes, "Yep."
Yep, he had to pull his dick out of his pants. You talked about how big your dick was.
He had the same look. Like, maybe I made a mistake, but I wasn't competing with him. And then he realized he did the same stupid. He thought I made a move to show off. I didn't. I just wanted the challenge. And then he goes,
"Oh my god!"
Make a long story longer. I run into him at jump school, and he made jump school. He passed jump school. I run into and he's just like, I was like, "Dude, it's so good to see you. Like, how's it going?" "I'm fucking dying. I don't know if I'm gonna make it." Because he was in Ranger indoctrination school, which is actually worse than jump school. So
yes.
That's a really funny story. I hope he went on. He was a fucking badass, but he was just a little too old for that. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty. You know what? If I know this guy, I'm sure he made it. You know, it's harder when you're 30 than when it is when you're 18.
Yes,
and it's
getting
also
old
harder,
sucks.
It's harder to get indoctrinated when you're when you're like a few classes off of a master's degree as well. You know, I mean, it was just a funny fucking story.
That is funny.
That's funny. Ryan Getzlau. Okay, we did that. Ray Shuro. We talked about the list yesterday. Ray Shuro. He's replaced Lou Lamoriello as named by Lou Lamoriello. And as Greg Wyshynski so poignantly put it, this is the end of Devils hockey as we know it. Jake Link's comfortable with that. Yeah, it's time. Now that I think of it, it's time. Lou's old. Lou's old. He's served. And this may be a better position. It is definitely going to hurt the Devils. To not have his skills and ability, but he's still going to be there to sort of.
He's still president.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's still president, and if it I know it sounds kind of like condescending, but especially from Lou Lamoriello's perspective, Lou maintains all his context on how he does things, and he can always, if assuming Ray Shuro's not a fucking uptight douche, that's hey, Fred Shuro was my dad, which I don't think he is.
You know who my dad was?
yeah. And Lou's kind of in that his dad's category anyway. So you can say, look, I got these contacts, I got these things. I think it's probably for the best. Lou's an older man now, and he's served 5 appearances, 3 Stanley Cups.
Absolutely. I only have one hand, so one hand
legend, put him in the Hall of Fame, and that'll be...
Can't be Father Time, Lou, and he understands that.
No. Let me talk about the Worlds a little bit.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, I like the World. You did too. You liked it 2 years ago. The Swiss played.
But right now there's nothing going on. It's all blowouts.
Yeah, but you know that when it gets good, at the end it gets good. Because Crosby's just killing it.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, let's check this out. The Swedes take the Swiss take on the Germans. I know I fucked up on the names yesterday. The Danish take on Belarus. Czech Arena. That's what they call it. The Austrians take on the French, who may be a surprise team this year. They were a surprise team last year. You got to watch the French. They're starting to get reasonably. Central European hockey is actually growing. If you take the German-speaking countries with Austria and Germany and of course Switzerland, and I think you can throw France in that mix. They're growing. And then you also got Slovakia versus Slovenia. That's the one I screwed up yesterday. That's what's going on today. That is horrible. Not one of those games are worth watching. I'll be honest with you. Not one. Maybe because they all suck, they'll have a good game. And
maybe
I remember when Slovakia was actually good, when they had Zygmunt Palfi, and they don't.
Those were the days.
Yeah, they were like the final team that was like in the elite. But now it's like
Really?
It's a toss up for Austria, Austria, Switzerland, and Germany now. You know, and before it was Slovakia, which is this final team. And it's a tiny country that's split off from Czechoslovakia, and it's a different language, different culture, and it's smaller. But they still love hockey. But I think just as time went on, you know, food takes priority to hockey, unlike it did under Soviet times. And especially the Slovakians were also lumped in with the Czechs, which is a bigger country, and they played for one team. So it's not what it was.
Things were much simpler behind the curtain.
I don't think Z played for them. I don't think Z's over there either. He needs to rest probably. Z didn't play for them for the first time in a long time.
I never needed food because I had ice. I ate the ice off the ground.
Yeah, Char is probably not going to play anymore ever again. But I know he's very active. He's very active in Slovakian hockey, and he's bringing guys up. And I like to see the small countries do well.
You know what's good about Chara? No matter what he decides to do when he retires from hockey, he always has a job in horror pictures after when he's done. That's a good thing.
Blah, blah. Anything else going on that we can see here?
I see nothing. Now we're using the same websites, and I can't even scoop you.
Mushinski put out the rumor, and he is. This is rumor shit. You know, fucking complain about us. Well, we don't really complain. We don't really do rumors. Well, we'll talk about them if they're out there.
Yeah, sure.
Ray Shuro may hire Dan Plasma to coach the Devils. Oh,
yeah.
That's Ray what was the other dope they had with the?
Well, they had 3 guys, didn't they? This year, the
no, I'm
Devils?
talking about the one they canned, which deservedly got Pete DeBoer.
DeBoer, yeah.
He just like to me, Dan Plasma just looks like a carbon copy of Pete DeBoer. I just can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Hire Oatsy.
I don't know. Let me just go.
Because why not?
You got to question Otzi's ability after fucking Trotz went in there and
after what Trotz has done.
Yeah, you know, we mentioned before that we not directly, but you know, he essentially said that the other guys, and that would be Oates as well, didn't know what the fuck to do with Ovechkin.
Yeah, Trotzy grabbed the mic and said, "Hey Oatsy, tell me how my ass tastes." You know, that's basically what happened, and it was wonderful.
If you think about it. You know, this is a guy that benched Radulov during the playoffs. So, I mean, he's not running around kissing Russian ass.
No.
You know, Radulov got out of line, and he sent him fucking packing.
Who's available? I mean, what coaches are available? They want to get, what's his name from Buffalo? They can get him?
I wouldn't mind that.
It'd be interesting.
I'd like to see that. I hate the fact that Ted Lowen doesn't have a job after he stood up for what's right. I hate that. That makes me physically ill just thinking about it. You know, I hate that.
Ooh, what about Sutter? I don't think he's going to be last long for LA. That would be interesting.
Well, Babcock's got to be the number one guy. Something tells me he's going to Toronto. That would be.
I think Babcock's going to Toronto.
That would complete my Toronto predictions. By the way,
I think that's how you've been so right with the whole thing.
Now I'm going to be wrong. Now I know you just jinxed me. You just jinxed me.
Babcock will come, and there will continue the mob mentality. Yeah. Shanahan rules.
Yeah, Shanahan does rule.
He does, but Iron
went in
Fist.
there like Mickey.
Two in the back of the head.
Yeah, he like went in there like Mickey Featherstone and Jimmy Coonan of the Westies, and whacked everybody, cut their bodies up, and threw them in the Hudson. That's what
it's like that fucking montage.
That's what Shanny did.
Goodfellas.
I'm sure he wouldn't really, because he considers himself like a sophisticated, educated Irishman, Shanahan. So making these gangster comparisons.
I take exception to that, good sir. Well, fuck you. That would be our response, basically.
Yeah. I cut a video on Shanahan that I actually took down when I used to.
Did you really?
Rants. Yes, because I was so embarrassed about it. I look like such a fucking asshole, which I know I do a lot, but
it's okay.
least I'm not as big an asshole as those guys look at MCW.
You went 30 minutes without doing. I'm proud of you for as long as you held out. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Fucking jerk offs. Are you fucking kidding me?
What's
you
that?
Fucking joking? I mean, you really took that fucking bit seriously, where we were self-deprecating ourselves, trying to put Tommy over. I'll admit, we were trying to capitalize on this shit.
Sure, but not at his expense.
I wake up in the fucking morning and I find out that Cronin thinks that I'm trying to steal his bit from him. You guys are more fucking trouble than you're worth.
Absolutely.
I cut a video. I cut a video. I think I actually could prove it. I cut a video yesterday where I was gonna actually upload it. Let me put my desktop. Let me see. What do I did? What did I call it? I know it. Oh yeah, here it is. You know, in fact, I'm going to show this. Let's get rid of the web page here. I'm going to show this because I'm going to show my background. Let's remove that, and we're going to add my desktop capture screen. Here it is. We'll stretch the screen out for you. All right. I actually I don't know why it sees it. I'm supposed to not do that. But all right, check out this video right here. It says DOD for Dead on Dave, and it was Dead on Dave.
I am still reeling from what I have just.
So that proves it. I was gonna upload that check because I won one match, and I guess you won the other match, type thing. All right, here's what's happening to this right now. Goodbye. Deleted. Deleted. Goodbye. This is fucking ridiculous.
It is. It's fucking high school, preschool shit. Really.
We did a work with Tommy. Yeah, I wanted to capitalize. But if you listened to the show yesterday, when Tommy said Dead on Dave won, and Dave said we totally came through with the fact that this was not serious at any time.
No. And Joe Cronin was getting that interview. There was no question about it. And they went to him and fucking made a stink.
And
again,
sit there and fucking pelt Dave with, oh, this is the reason this is the reason that we kicked out Tommy. I don't care why you kicked out Tommy or suspended him or whatever dumb thing you did. It doesn't make a difference to me. I do a talk show, and I wanted to talk about it because it's fucking funny and fucking stupid. It's funny and stupid. And I am sick to fucking death of YouTubers taking themselves ridiculously seriously. I'm not saying that I don't take this serious enough to make it look good or do my best, but I don't take myself that seriously. This show is a stupid show,
yes,
and that's all it's going to be is going to be a stupid show with my dumb friends.
Yep.
From now on, if you want to work with me, and I hear anything about artistic bullshit, about bringing it up to another level, and we can grow this and could just become bigger than hockey, I am never talking to you again. I am so sick of this shit. MCW, now you're fucking pissed off because I goofed on you guys for suspending them. Now I'm actually like, that was a goof. Now I'm fucking. I guess I guess the whole goof was actually real.
It was a self-fulfilling prophecy, is what it was.
Unfucking believable.
It's unbelievable. My only issue, I don't have a problem with the guys in MCW. We talked about the
suspension, and then we basically did self-deprecating humor, goofing on ourselves, like sucking up to Tommy, and that turns into Cronin's all of a sudden fucking afraid. Which, by the way, he shouldn't. He should trust me a little more. I'll be perfectly honest with you. That turns
but
into.
To be fair, you weren't there last night, and but.
Yeah, but that's essentially what happened. I understand that you defended me. Now Cronin thinks it's just fucking ridiculous. But Cronin should trust me a little more. I'll be perfectly honest with that. And get a fucking sense of humor. It's a wrestling video game show. And
it's my only problem with these guys. Too serious. Jesus Christ. Too fucking serious.
We put you guys fucking over as best we could. I only have a handful of subs. I only have a handful of people that are even into what I'm doing. I can't get you 1,000 subs. I wish I could have, but I'm glad I didn't. Yeah. I'm absolutely glad I didn't. Because this is ridiculous. If you guys, you suspended him. That's your business. But guess what? I can talk about it because it's fucking stupid.
Fucking ain't right.
It's stupid. It's stupid. And then you just sit there and who fucking called in and is like, well, it has to be for Dave now or Tommy now because the MCW match has to have meaning. That's the whole fucking point. It doesn't have to have any meaning. It's just fun.
To be fair to the situation, that apparently is not factual according to Dave Rose. So that's why he called in to try to correct that because I don't know, because he's saying once again Tommy NC is spewing things that are not true. And that's
all right, dopes over there. Let me put this very simple fucking terms. Tommy's autistic, so
Yes.
he's going to do strange things once in a while.
He's gonna get things wrong.
So he needs a fucking different standard, assholes. You really want me to go fucking be rotten on you? He needs a different standard, assholes. And that's why it's so funny. You jerk-offs. Number 2, stop taking yourself so fucking seriously and start having fun. And maybe people will start to care about it.
Yep.
Now, I'm not fucking ripping on one individual over there, especially Crowley, who just got involved with it. I actually liked him. And
No,
I
I
liked
think
the bit.
I'll say Curly's terrible because I love the guy.
Yeah,
You're terrible, Curly, but I love you.
Crowley, and I don't ever. I got news for you. I'm the only one that has supported this shit behind the scenes. I'm the only one that's been putting you over. So I can't make a fucking joke. I don't care if you fucking millennial bitches over there can't fucking take a joke. I don't care. I'm talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Whatever I want to talk about. And if you guys are embarrassed for suspending him, I don't care if you have a good reason or a bad reason. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. But
Not our
it's
problem.
funny. It's funny.
Not our
Stop
problem.
taking your fucking self so seriously. And if you're gonna work with Tommy, you gotta do what you gotta give him a different standard. How come I'm able to take advantage of the situation and make Tommy smile, and you guys take advantage of the situation and make him fucking miserable?
Yeah.
You're goddamn right he deserves a little sympathy. You're goddamn right he deserves a little empathy. You're goddamn right. He deserves a separate standard.
Absolutely. No question about it.
And you probably only took him because he has 2,000 subs. I'm able to deal with him. I'm able to work with him.
And if they were smart about it, even if they fucking can't tolerate some of the things that he does, shut the fuck up and ride the fucking train if you were smart about it. Jesus Christ.
All he wants is your friendship.
That's all he wants.
That's all he wants is your
click.
friendship. And you make this. And if I, tell you something. I didn't mention the fact that Dave told me it was 6 months in the video. You know why I didn't mention it? Because I thought it made them look too bad. Because you know what that looks like? It looks like you suspend him for 6 months and he forgets because you don't really want him around to begin with. That's what it looks like.
But that might be another misinformation, according to him.
I don't give a fuck. MCW has no place on my channel ever again. That is not a restriction for any one individual, but I will never be promoting it. I will never mention it again. I will never upload a video. I don't care who's fucking and take my likeness off there. I'm not interested. I'm not interested for some guys that take themselves that seriously. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was a lot of fun, but I don't work with people that can't fucking take a joke. And if you fucking blame Tommy MC, Dave Rose, I'll tell you right now, you can take me off of Facebook. I will fucking never have anything to do with you again. Do not blame him. It's blame yourselves. Blame the guys that have all their marbles together. That's the way I look at it, supposedly. Blame him. Well, Tommy's spreading. Tommy's going to be Tommy.
Yeah.
That's why we love him. That's why he fucking is inspirational. That he's able to do something besides fucking stare at the wall all day, which is what 99% of what do these people do. That's why he's inspirational. You fucking idiots don't know that? The fuck's the matter with you? Seriously, grow the fuck up. Unfucking real.
Yeah.
Bunch of bitches. Marky, I don't give a fuck if you cancel that. I don't give a fuck if you got your feelings hurt. Don't give a shit. I don't fucking owe your bitch ass nothing. And if anything, we've tried to help.
Yeah.
Unfucking believable. You want to suspend him? Fine. Then deal with the fact of suspending the autistic kid. Deal with it. Maybe it's legit. I don't even know if it was legit. We're making him look like a charity case.
It doesn't matter if it's legit or not. If you want him gone, you explain to Tommy that you want him gone. And yeah, you're going to have to deal with the backlash of the fact that you got rid of an autistic kid. But don't fucking beat around the bush.
Maybe you couldn't work with him.
Yeah,
maybe
that's okay.
Maybe you couldn't work with
I've had to be brutally honest with Tony.
I don't know. Me and Joe's able to do it. Dave's able to do it. I'm able to. But maybe you guys could, because you know what? You don't want to fuck up what you got going on over there, because it's so crazy cool. The kids are just dying to watch that shit. Unfucking believable. Supposedly adults.
I tried to warn him too. I really did.
Yeah, don't let it get in my ear. Yeah, I heard about that.
I tried to avoid this.
It was a kayfabe joke. Nobody was throwing you under the bus. We were totally promoting you guys. We were totally putting you guys over. I enjoyed. By the way, here's the truth. Joe Cronin hates it and Dave hates it. That's the truth. Joe Cronin hates it and Dave hates it, and I liked it. Fuck you. Unfucking believable.
You were the one who was really trying to push the damn thing, too. That is the funny thing about it.
And I swear to God, Dave Rose, if I hear you blame that fucking kid, just unfriend me. I don't want anything to do with you. He's autistic. Dave Rose is one of these fucking guys who would look at a guy in a wheelchair. Get up and run, son. It's all in your mind. Fuck that. We can have fun with the guy. We can jerk around with the guys. You guys can't figure it out. Oh, it's a charity case. A charity case. Unfucking believable. And I'm not fucking... Look. Cronin's got to realize that I got his fucking back. He can't go to the fact of thinking that I'm stealing it. And I'm sorry, it's not Tommy's fault. Tommy just is going to do what Tommy's going to fucking do, and I know that. I'm not mad at Tommy. I guess I could go up there and fucking yell at Tommy, hey, why did you do that? Because Dead on Dave won the Money in the Bank, therefore he's got the fucking... Look how insane that sounds! Look how insane that sounds!
It does. It's a video game.
It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun.
On YouTube.
You guys
this
are
is
ruining
YouTube.
It. This is supposed to be fun and stupid. I was talking about Dave for we're selling bros over here. Yeah. Bros reality show mixed in with hockey. That's what you guys are. What? Seriously, come on, man. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. This is my living room. You are in your living rooms. There's my TV. That's my bookshelf. This is a living room.
It is.
I don't want anything to do with MC. I'm not saying like fucking Rojas or any of those guys, but
no.
This I'm not saying any. Yeah. But as far as MCW is dead to me.
It's not an indictment on Graham. It's not even an indictment. It's not an indictment on anyone over there.
You were right about them. I was wrong about them, and that's it. That's really what it comes down to. Cronin wasn't comfortable about it. And by the way, I disagree with that. And I don't think that's ever got in the air. But I think I said to Cronin in the war thing that, look, people are going to come and they're going to imitate us and they're going to do other stuff. And look, you don't own, and neither does MCW, by the way, you don't own the right or the original idea of calling a fucking video game match and putting it in, putting certain people in there as far as like likenesses and stuff. I don't want anything to keep my likeness out of it. Or bury me, or do whatever the fuck you do. I don't want anything to do. No more. You fucking
make us a tag team and then kill us.
Kill us. Yes. Drop a fucking bomb in the ring. Have a terrorist kill us. Like, that'd be really funny, actually. Do something creative. Fucking have two Arabs beat us in the center of the ring. And
there
then
you
put bullets in our heads. How about that?
See, look, we're even helping you book now.
Yeah. I don't want anything to do with this. This got nothing to do with Crowley. I don't even talk to the guy yet either, but I do like.
Yeah, I know you never had a conversation.
You said everybody fucking hates somebody. I think you guys great.
Well, he gets a lot. He gets so much hate in the comments.
Dave Rose or Markey or Rojas or fucking Graham. I like all these guys, but guess what? You guys as a group suck because you take this shit too seriously. And if you can't handle Tommy, and look, I mean, Jesus Christ, you could be fucking running with this. You could actually use some of this without using Tommy or exploiting Tommy. With the whole thing, with the detached 0.0 thing today, you could get a lot
the funniest thing about this is Tommy gave you guys a fucking softball of a giant fucking beautiful idea to have a match between us to help get his interview out there, and which is only going to be helping you because all he does is plug you fucking guys, and you fuck it up.
Yeah,
you fucked it up.
Fucked it up. And here's
nobody else's fault.
I got some scary truth for you guys. With this Tosh 0.0 thing, one of the reasons that I didn't take it all that seriously is because here's the deal. Tommy's channel may blow up. That's not a guarantee. Cronin is not going to get more than, I'd say, 200 subs out of the whole thing, even if he goes on right afterwards. So it's not that fucking big a deal. You guys think it's going to be the tan touch of a god. We've done this before. I've had people, I fucking had goddamn Riddick Bowe retweet one of my shows. It didn't have that much of an impact. And I got to be honest with you, it's going to have more of an impact than the Riddick Bowe retweet, but it's not going to just put everybody in fucking fame. It's not. You guys can't measure it because you haven't been doing this as long. Yep. It takes time. And yeah, some guys start their channels and they explode, but they're the exception, not the fucking rule. The rule is what you see here. Cronin did this shit for fucking like 5 years on different friggin' platforms before he exploded in the summer of 2013.
It's a grind.
It is a fucking grind.
And you're in a very competitive fucking space too, because you're not Grimm's Toy Show. You're not any of these guys. They do things with high production value and do things very well. That's not where you guys are.
You're acting like you're in Hollywood. It's fucking YouTube.
It's YouTube.
You boob. It's
YouTube and Twitch.
You boobs.
Jesus.
Why don't you kill that whole fucking project? I think Marky, what I heard, Marky wanted to quit. So you know what? Kill it, because you embarrassed yourself. You embarrassed yourself. Kill the whole fucking thing. I don't care, but I'm not dealing. Somebody comes on here and says MCW that doesn't want to fucking argue with me, it's just gone. You want to call up and argue with me over the whole fucking thing? I don't care. I got to wake up in the morning and find out, yeah, Cronin, he thinks you're trying to steal his shit. What the fuck? The whole thing was a work. I mentioned it on yesterday's In the Creeks. The whole thing was a work. We knew Cronin was... He mentions that Cronin was first in the initial show, or in the initial interview. And he mentions he mentions it again yesterday.
But because you guys had to get in Tommy's ear.
I don't know what happened between them now, but I don't care.
They get in his ear, and he comes on Joe Cronin's show and says something because he's Tommy and he takes things the way that he does.
He does.
And it fucking turns this entire situation. For one, this is why I'm pissed off at MCW. They killed our fucking show last night. They killed our Raw review. And it's because of them, what they did to Tommy NC. Had they not done that, none of this would have happened. Everything would have been fine.
Why did you throw us under the bus? Nobody threw you under the bus. If anything, we're promoted. Did you realize, like,
now we are.
No publicity is bad publicity. Did you realize that? But so by me goofing about the suspension, and if you were embarrassed about it, that's fucking guilt. And you know what?
It's
I got
your problem,
that's
not
your
ours.
Guilt. That's not mine. I didn't decide to do it. Like I said, I don't even know. Now it's beating a fucking dead horse. So
I agree.
I'm glad.
I was trying to avoid this.
Good luck.
That escalated quickly.
Jerks.
Bachelor party tonight.
Yeah, come to the bachelor party tonight. I'll chew your ass on there too. I'll my party and I'll scream if I want to. Fucking unbelievable. And yes, it does piss me off that Cronin thinks that I'm gonna fucking dick him over.
He doesn't.
I know he doesn't. I know you went about me straight, but no more artists over here. No more artists.
We're
Nobody
dudes.
taking it to another level. Here's what I want: a stupid show about hockey where we talk about it, I don't know, to the best level we can be, and then we promote our friends like fucking Matt and Jeff and all their fucking quirky personality parts. That's what the shit's about. That's it. Last night in the National Hockey League, the Washington Capitals, they hold on to a 1-goal lead. They've taken the Rangers 1-0 in a spectacularly played game against the New York Rangers. This is certainly going to end up being an interesting series.
Yep.
Not as half as interesting as the
possibility.
fucking controversy, the horseshit controversy we've just caused. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Chicago Blackhawks take on the Minnesota Wild. Blackhawks hold a 2-0 lead going into Game 3. I expect it to be a 3-0 lead at the end of it. What about you?
Putting a fucking foot on their goddamn throat tonight.
Bitch. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. The Anaheim Mighty Punks. They're in this very similar situation.
Yeah.
They're taking on the Calgary Flames that are just pretty much desperate. You know what I mean? They're pretty
Absolutely.
desperate.
It's done. Party's over. Turn off the lights.
I could see a situation where one of those teams actually wins and that we don't expect and the other one doesn't.
I think Minnesota's got a better chance of winning tonight than Calgary does.
Fucking angry. Fucking shit. Thanks for sticking up for me last night.
I love you, buddy.
Joe, I need you to know that I'm loyal. It's important to me. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. We had conversations with close ranks before the fucking last blow up, and I don't think we can keep doing this. I can talk about fucking anything. Nobody's gonna stop me. Not social justice warriors, not my douchebag fucking friends. Maybe we'll give him 6 months and he'll forget. That's what it looks like. I didn't even bring that up.
No, you didn't.
I talked about it, joked about the suspension, and then we basically played fame hanger-oners.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
We whipped it to, we beat this horse to death.
And when the kayfabe thing came off yesterday, we fucking joked around about it. That's what happened.
Yeah. I think the horse is dead.
Tommy's screwing everything up. He's talking behind people's backs, and he's doing, you know, I mean, like, he's making this look like a charity case, and he's telling one thing to Cronin. See all the trouble he's caused? No. The trouble he caused, or didn't cause, is by you guys taking yourself too seriously. So get the fuck out of my crease.